stream. We're live with the T5S2 Pod 42 finals. It's a lot of Tau this week. I don't know what that's about. Tau's like sort of got in the surge of popularity, I guess. But we had Tau on stream yesterday. We're gonna get Tau on stream again today because we have over here in the red previous T5S2 champion and a stream regular, Error, aka Devin, playing Necrons, a Catan Shard style Necron archetype, versus Samus09, stream newcomer over here in the blue, rocking the armies of the greater good. Welcome to the game. I think it's going to be an interesting one. We're going to see if Tau have what it takes to knock down 6 Catan Shards. I have no idea. We'll find out, I guess. We'll drop a prediction in chat for folks who are of the gambling sort. There you go. And as the players are going through their deployment, as always, we can run through lists. I could pin the list in the chat, right? I feel like I should start doing that. Then they'll just be there. I believe that is going to be what happens. Here's the lists. Here they come. Can we pin it? Boosh. Done. Cool. All right. Yeah, there you go. All right, everybody. So, first off, we got Samus09 over here playing Tau Empire. Samus running a Cold Star Commander Battlesuit with Exemplar of the Kauyon. So he's going to attach into a big Crisis Battlesuit team in order to give them assault weapons and their maximum advance. So wildly increases their threat range, which is useful for a unit rocking fusion blasters. Not a weapon that we see too often, but super cool to see on the battlefield. We have an Enforcer Commander by himself, 3 cyclic ion blasters with him. I don't believe he has a Crisis Battlesuit team to jump into, so he's just going to be all on his lonesome. Really cool that the Enforcer Commanders and the Crisis Commanders are seeing more play now. I was just mentioning in my game yesterday, I think they're just like cool profiles, right? For 80 or 90 points, you get a dude with a ton of shots. They can act as an operator, as an observer, excuse me. They can, deploying the Crisis Battlesuits on the line. Let's go. Samus09, we're not doing any of that silly deep striking. We exist on the battlefield and we're here to stay. They can also act as utility units. They have deep strike baked in because they Manta Strike out of their transports. So it's just a cool unit, just a cool little character that you can use to run around. We then have Dark Strider, who's quickly becoming, I think, a staple in Tau armies simply because of how powerful Deep Strike Denial effects are right now. If you have units with Anomaly Scrambler Aura, they're almost always worth playing. Just because we have a prevalence of demons, of Grey Knights, of Custodes, and obviously of this Hypercrypt Legion Necron archetype that are all over the place, and all of those factions either have mass deep strike, repositional effects, or even close deep strikes, which is important to stop when they draw capture enemy outpost on turn 1 and just yoink your objective away. And you're like, no, if only I could have stopped this. And then you realize that you could have taken Dark Strider this whole time, you silly goose. In the battle line, we have a billion Breachers, which are actually going to be super duper. Oh, no! Samus, I think, having some issues with latency here today. Unfortunately, it took us a little bit to set up because his army accidentally duplicated itself a bunch of times. Just classic TTS stuff. No problems. But we have a ton of Breachers on the table. Breachers actually super duper good against Catan Shards. The Void Dragon is going to sweep away those guys like a great gust of wind bowling over a carefully prepared pile of leaves. But on the swing back, they have a Strength 6 wound rerolling gun if you're touching an objective. Meaning that those Breachers, and they don't care about the half damage Necrodermis on the Catan Shards either because they're just 1 damage weapons. So Those breachers can actually put an appreciable amount of damage into a Catan Shard, and with their powers combined, 5 units of breachers may just be able to kill one. So pretty cool that we're seeing these guys on the table. The goal is to not get them alpha struck right directly into jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Yeah, there we go. This is a good way to differentiate the units so the scripting doesn't break on them. Yeah, of those, we've got 5, 2 Devilfish to ferry them around as well. One of them has started inside the terrain, but that's usually just fine in this Catan Shard matchup because the Catan Shards, they shoot well, but they don't shoot far, so you can actually kind of deploy in the line against them. And interesting thing about Hypercrypt Legion, not only can most of the units in the Legion not redeploy or reposition on the first battle round, but they also don't do so using the Deep Strike mechanics. So most of Devon's army is not going to be up the table if Devon ends up going first. And once we dive into his list, we'll notice that he's very, very little in the way of long-range firepower. He's mostly just going to be running at you with a bunch of wiggly arm spaghetti boys. We then have that 6-man Crisis Battlesuit team. Those guys rocking a double fusion cyclic on their loadout. Really cool to see. Sometimes we saw the fusion units as a attachment to Farsight, because once they get within 9 inches, then Farsight gives them +1 to wound, and those fusion blasters with mass shots and +1 to wound, actually super duper sweet. But the downside, obviously, is that Crisis Battlesuits have been increased in points value. They're extremely expensive now, and a little bit less exciting to play. We then have 10 Crude Carnivores as a little bit of forward operation. 2 Pathfinder teams as well, 2 Riptide Battlesuits, and 2 Tetras to close out the list. So, yeah, tons of infantry on the table for a... Oh, no. Looks like we lost Sam here.
Oh, the drone gives it to them. That's right.
All right, let's...
I mean, if the town player makes up a rule, it's probably because of some random equipment.
Probably a drone.
Yeah.
go ahead and pause the clock here. It looks like you dropped down.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just noticed that.
Yep. The lobby should be back up. I'll drop a save just in case, too.
Yep, sounds good. This could happen a few times for some reason. Struggling.
It's been pretty spotty this week, I've noticed. We had some problems yesterday, too. It dropped our game a couple times.
That's a shame.
All right, chats. Just fixing the issues here. Classic TTS stuff. Playing Necrons into Tau tomorrow. Yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. I'm curious to see how Samus plays it here, because I think that
but I can still see them.
His list almost has the his list has the tools to deal with Catan Shards, but whether or not it has them efficiently is the real question, I think. You know, like if it has, does it have the ability to kill multiple Catan Shards? You can certainly kill one with all those breachers, but can you kill 6?
You have 11 down in this unit.
And that's kind of, oh my god, excuse me, chat. Oh, Jesus. And that's kind of the point of Devon's army, is that it...
Oh, is Darkstrider in the unit that's up here?
He's down here.
Oh, okay.
It's just a stat check. It's a good list for teams, for sure. Oh yeah, put those prediction down, chat. 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Thanks for the follow, LLJW4. Cheers, my dude. Thanks for coming and visiting. All right, let's talk about Devon's list as we're sort of rounding out our deployment step here. He's called it the Settlers of Catan, which I appreciate. I'd played against this list earlier in the tournament, by the way. I played with triple monolith, double obelisk, the old 5 cube. Unfortunately, obelisks are really bad, so didn't go quite as well as I was hoping. But Devon's playing triple Transcendent Catan and then triple character Catan Shard, Epic Hero Catan Shard. So 3 normal Transcendent Catan, a Catan Shard of the Deceiver, a Catan Shard of the Nightbringer, Catan Shard of the Void Dragon. Those are backed up by 2 Hexmark Destroyers and Illuminor Ceres. Looks like Tau Empire taking the first turn here, which is actually going to be, I think, a boon for both players. That does allow Devin to redeploy his Deep Strikers top of the first round. But it also allows the Tau to spread their Deep Strike denial and get themselves into a position to come and hit the next turn. So probably, I think both players are going to be kind of okay with that. Samus is on Tacticals, by the way. Devin on Fixed. He's taking Cleanse and deploy Teleport Homers. Bit of an interesting interaction with Cleanse now that it's been updated in the latest data slate. You can now declare a Cleanse action with no objective within range of you, which you could always do, to be fair. That's not new. And then create an objective with the ritual action and score Cleanse on it. Previously, the timing was such that that didn't work, but now a new step has been added end of turn to check for control of objectives. So your OC gets tallied end of each phase and end of your turn. So you can just stack that to happen before the resolution of the Cleanse secondary. So you can actually create an objective in the middle of the table and cleanse it. Super useful for Devin. Now he knows that he's going to be able to basically automatically score a real easy 35 on secondaries, because he should be able to cleanse 2 objectives every single turn. Although, where he's positioned, he may have a little bit of trouble with the middle objective. Although, it'll probably be okay. With the Scarab Swarms running up the table. He does have Illuminor Saras over there, which we'll talk about in a sec. And he can probably Ritual in the center of the table, too. The downside is that it takes 2 units to be able to do it, but what we've seen Devin do in the past is actually just run his Transcendent Catan into his opponent's deployment zone, and then have them deploy Teleport Hummers every single turn of the game, and, like, sit in melee with something. Which they can just do. Like, if you don't really commit to them, they won't die, so they'll just hang out and score you 4s on Deploy Teleport Hummers every turn. It's a very boring game plan, but it definitely works. So we have 2 units of Canoptic Scarab Swarms. Those guys are important because... Oh, so this is the Deceiver redeploys, I think. Although, it should have happened before the roll to go first, I believe. Interesting. So, Luminor Ceres is a Cryptech. He is... just a ridiculous defensive profile. He's a 4+ invulnerable save and 4+ feel no pain, and then gets lone operative most of the time if he's standing within 3 inches of any Necron unit. Doesn't have to be battle line. He does have synergies, additional synergies with battle line units, but this army has none of them. Turns out, Transcendent Catan, not battle line. Fun fact. But he, being a Cryptech, he does buff the Scarab Swarms with +1 OC. So they can actually hold objectives now, which is super duper nice for them. That allows them to push up and actually take objectives in order to start performing actions on them. But he's also just super hard to kill. Devin, before the game, described him as an honorary Catan Shard because for 160 points, you get almost the entire Catan defensive profile, except he's missing the half damage, although he does get lone operative, so it's kind of a trade-off, actually. And he's pretty good at fighting. He has a bunch of attacks in melee and a pretty solid gun as well. Illuminar Saras is kind of silly, I think. When he was initially released in 9th edition, his updated model in Psychic Awakening, in Pariah, I think, he was not very exciting, and they definitely gave him such a glow up in 10th edition that he's much stronger now. Cool to see him on the table, although he is obnoxious. List is way less Catan Shard, although less Breachers and no Dark Strider. Oh, no, yeah, no Dark Strider definitely is a boon for the Catan Shard player. Could you imagine if Dark Strider is a lone operative? That would be amazing. He is, he does have to attach you to a relatively squishy unit, so I feel like he does go down fairly often. He's like a little bit of a soft counter to Deep Strike stuff. He's not like a Phobos Librarian Infiltrator unit where they're kind of uninteractable. Like, he will die if you look at his unit too hard. It looks like he's actually just going to be standing... Oh, he's in this pink squad back here of Pathfinders. So you can kill him if you overkill his unit, and he himself is not hard to kill, so he might just go down eventually. Ooh, my mouse is pooping out here today, chat. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to get a new mouse. Dunkin' Coffee saving the world, dude. They cleanse it so hard they created it out of thin air. Yeah, that's the cleanse interaction for sure. They're purifying objectives directly into existence. Yeah, I feel you. The Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I'm on some iced coffee right now, chat. Not Dunkin' Donuts, but I was out late last night, so today's this morning's been a little bit tough. Devin was in a little early. I think he was just waking up before this game. To elucidate things, this game did start, or the posted game time was 8 a.m. U.S. Eastern for Devin and I. Which it's not the earliest thing in the world, but we usually play later in the evening. The morning would open. Oh man, more like the morning wouldn't open. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Inky's here too, making her presence known. Inky, I can put a cat cam up if you sit in your perch, or you can just keep pacing like a caged animal. She's like, you're caging me away from getting snuggles this morning, you jerk. Blame Devin for scheduling this game so early. I don't know, cat. She's been absolutely glued to me all week. By the way, ever since I got back from 8TC. She was like, you left for 4 days. I thought you were dead. What a cutie pie. So I think we're going to see mostly a KG turn here from the Tau. I do apologize. I'm on a lower resolution than normal monitor today. I think that's probably coming across in the stream because I've I'm displaying the game at the presented resolution. I should have that fixed this weekend. But it does make the overlay a little bit hard to see for this game. We're running Tempting Targets. No prisoners. Oh, Tempting Targets, amazing turn 1 draw for Tau here on the top of the first round. That's amazing. BD50, thank you for the follow. There's only one objective in the center of the table for Ritual at the beginning of the game. So rocking that Tempting Target right out of the gate means it's an automatic 5 points. All you have to do is put 1 crude on that objective, you get 5 points for it. That's the best possible situation in which you can drop Tempting Target. In almost every other situation, that secondary is not amazing, but I mean, in this one, holy crap, that's pretty good. No prisoners on the other one. That's a little bit tough. I don't believe that we have any shots on anything. There might be a shot on these scarabs somewhere. We might have to put a... Yeah, I think Devin's blocked them off pretty well, so I don't think we're going to be getting no prisoners, but that means it turns into a command point. Not the best turn. Kind of hoping for like a nice extend battle lines on first turn, just to clear it out, but not too bad either. TTS the Apple version Pro. Maybe. I mean, TTS does have VR support, although reportedly playing 40K on it with VR is disastrous. And I can see that. I think part of the reason that TTS 40K works so well is the ability to click and drag multiple objects. You do spend a little bit of extra time like positioning units and finagling your line of sight and stuff like that than you would on a tabletop, but obviously that time investment gets entirely recouped once you start getting to be able to move entire formations of infantry in one go or roll all your dice in one batch. And I think with VR controllers that would be a little problematic. Played 40K on VR, spend half your collected time leaning over the toilet after playing across the map. Yeah. Nobody flip the table in VR. That'd be brain baking. Data slate, the list is going up so many points. The Necron list, yeah. I am surprised that Catan Shards stayed at their current points value. They definitely need a little bit of a hike for sure. I don't know if they're quite as like busted as people say. There are some archetypes in there that just hamstring this army. And to be fair, Samus does have some tech that actually defends against Transcendent Catan. The fact that all of the Crisis battlesuits have 2 fusion blasters means that they're actually really good at killing Catan Shards if they can get through their invulnerable save. Melta damage, because of how characteristic modifiers are applied actually applies after the damage half from Transcendent Catan, so or from the Catan's Necrodermis. So this unit's actually unironically pretty good at knocking Catan shards down because it's not they're not quite as affected by the damage halving, damage reduction as normal units would be. Pretty cool, nice to see. Plus all the breachers, obviously. But there are some Space Marine lists, especially Ironstorm Spearhead. I think is like particularly good against Catan shards and similar defensive profiles. You know, light armor 4+ invulnerable save armies just get kind of vaporized by repulsor executioners and mass lethal hit stuff. And so it's definitely answerable. It's just a little bit annoying for a lot of factions. It's hard to do reliably. We are on the ritual, by the way, today, chat. I mentioned it earlier a little bit, but the player's going to be doing an action in the center of the table to generate new objectives. Only one objective starts in the middle, and then the new objective has to be 9 inches away from an existing objective and in no man's land. Gonna be pretty, I think, a pretty cagey game for the most part. We also are playing with scrambler fields, which is going to be a huge boon for the Tau, and probably one of the reasons that we don't see these Crisis Bricks deep striking, is that the Catan shards cannot redeploy onto objectives in no man's land or the enemy deployment zone. So Devin is actually unable to run up and steal those objectives. He has to walk onto them the normal way, although what he can do is just jump next to them and then charge on. But that does reduce the power of the Transcendent Catan and of the Hypercrypt Legion deployments in general, which definitely helps quite a bit. I know Scrambler Fields is a little bit of a contentious topic. I know there's a lot of armies that are you know, very, very good or are very hamstrung by this mission modifier. But full uppy downy armies are also really strong, so I think having missions in the packet that curb their power a little bit is probably not the end of the world. Sisters probably hose the army. Lots of Meltas ignore modifiers. Arcoflagellants, a million tiny units. Yeah, Arcoflagellants are disgusting into... although, to be fair, they do wound Catan shards on 6s, right? So they're not actually like a hard counter to Catan shards, but they are a pretty solid profile against them for sure, definitely. But yeah, Meltas and ignoring modifiers is also super strong too. Especially when they can just hand them like 8 damage at a time. The Catan shards, they have a feel no pain against it, but eventually they're just gonna get knocked down. Plus, sisters are like anything MSU, I think generally is good against Hypercrypt because you're not really giving them any big targets to sink their teeth into, and you have lots of screening. Only one thing can Cosmic Precision every turn, and so forcing them to Cosmic Precision every turn to get around your like shitty Crusaders and stuff definitely is a bleed on the resources of the Hypercrypt list. Dan Legion in chat, what's up, dude? It's nice to see you in here. I know you've been having a tough time, but I hope that we can brighten your day with some 40k.
Yep, but it's rock serves. He doesn't have to.
Oh, he doesn't have
Yeah.
rubbish.
Man, he should call up.
I have a video coming out later today, chat, about Hypercrypt Legion. I got so many questions over the last couple of weeks about exactly how it works and how the interactions work, and why it works that way. That I just decided to make a video about it. Hopefully I don't get any more questions. So that one's mostly edited. I will have it this afternoon. So yeah, that should be fun. A little discussion about how Cosmic Precision doesn't let you strategic reserve in the first battle round and such other interesting topics of conversation. It's all fun and games.
So that's 7 inches there.
Pathfinder's very carefully running behind the wall here. We're already going to be creating a new objective, so we don't necessarily need to try to hold that one, although these Kroot are valiantly giving their lives to the Void Dragon. Void Dragon's about to vaporize that entire unit, probably. Oh, Kitty Cat is back. I'm going to see if I can get a cat cam on here, chats. If it will let me.
That
1 moment.
is a very long turn of doing nothing. So at the end of mine, I get protect the target, no prisoners. I'm pretty sure I'm not seeing anything, right? Yeah, we moved the scarabs. Yeah, sweet, cool. I don't have SMS on my thing, so I'm not indirectly anything. I've got twin linked duties. So attempting target, no prisoners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, I wish, and then I'll discard for a lovely secondary, and it's over to you, sir.
Alright, so I gotta,
TP, sir.
I
you go.
gotta pick some friends up and see what you gave me. You have an orange bubble up right now?
While you're choosing that, I'm just going to get a cup of tea, if that's all right.
That's alright.
There she is. What a cutie pie. Looking right at the camera. You're so photogenic, cat. Big fluffy girl over here. The big fuzz energy. Sisters kill 3 Catan a turn if allowed to. Hot damn. FLG and WTC both roll Cosmic Precision last turn one. Turn one strategic reserves? Wow. Okay. Well, it is totally within their purview to rule incorrectly. But that is not how the rules work. You have to be actively setting up on the battlefield in order to be targeted by Cosmic Precision. So you have to already be selected to set up, which you can't be if you are in Strategic Reserve. If it gave you the Deep Strike ability, then you could, because of how GW's ruled it, but it doesn't, so not able to use it on turn one. Which is, I think, I don't know, it's a weird mechanic.
3...
It's kind of strange that the, that the ability does not allow you, the hyperphasing doesn't specify you have to come in the next turn. So you can hyperphase top one, or, and then just remain in strategic reserve for an entire round, and then come in next turn. Which I guess helps if you want to strategic reserve more stuff than you would normally be able to. But it is weird that it works that way. Whereas almost every other uppy downy effect just says that they come in next turn, full stop. So it's, I don't know, it's a little strange, but you know, GW is not excited about consistency, so there you go. You can hyperphase and then monolith. Like if you're in reserve, the monolith can definitely Eternity Gate stuff the turn it comes back in. You can, yeah, you might be able to set up out of strategic reserve out of the Eternity Gate, but I don't know if it matters so much because you could just redeploy them off the table, right? I'm not sure that interaction's like hyper relevant. You could just leave the unit where it is and then jump them anyway. Yeah, I think that's how that works. Because they're then arriving through Eternity Gate, not arriving from Strategic Reserve, right? So it's like a whole thing. Alright, so Devin looks like we're going to be trying to set up a objective with a little more Saraz. Void Dragon's moved out in the open there to blast at the Kroot squad. He's, it's funny that the Void Dragon feels like he should be the anti-tank guy, right? The Nightbringer, the man with the big scythe, the big Grim Reaper guy. You would think would be the anti-infantry dude, right? A great scythe with which to reap a mighty toll of enemy infantry. But no, not in fact how it works. Instead, the Void Dragon, the anti-vehicle, anti-tank guy, is actually the strongest anti-infantry character in the Catan sort of sub-faction. He has an electrical storm he can call. It's a Blast Sustain 2, Strength 7, AP 1, 2 damage ranged attack. Super strong ranged attack. So not only is he getting additional shots for shooting large units, but then those additional shots are turning into additional shots if they roll critical hits for sustain. So he ends up being really, really good at clearing infantry. Yeah, also 14 sweeps plus 6 extra attacks, right? the dude messes up infantry. he is an infantry killer for sure. Can pull up his data sheet here as we're going through an exciting Necron movement phase. It does look like we maybe have gotten a Catan shard into the back over there. Yeah, look at this Chad. This absolute Chad over here. Yeah, 10 sweeps plus 6 extra attacks, so 16 total. That's just a lot. Plus his blast attack. Super strong.
I mean, if you put them there, I just... Alrighty.
Yeah, Void Dragon attacks more times in total, right? Nightbringer's sweep, I think, is a little bit stronger, but he doesn't get the extra attacks. But the real headliner is that Void Dragon gets the gun. He's good for like 7 infantry models with his gun by itself. Yeah. Yeah, Nightbringer, yeah, he's got AP2 sweeps. And he gets more of them, but he loses out on the extra attacks. I think it's specifically about 1 wound infantry. Void Dragon is he's the specialist at clearing out the 1 wound infantry. He moves them right to the void over there. So Scarab's up in the center, gonna cleanse that middle objective. Didn't get 2 Scarab Swarms onto it. I wonder. Okay, yeah, the Deceiver also had a shot onto them, so we're just retaining the Crude Carnivores for later. Still at 5 models, only lost 5 to the Void Dragon's shot. It is a little spiky, so it can jump out. Oh wow, huge committal on this side of the table. 3 Transcendent Catan using their own redeployment effect to jump into the backline. They are protecting a Hexmark Destroyer, so the Hexmark Destroyer is likely to be performing teleport homers, and then we get 3 shots into a Tetra unit. Let's see what they do here. The Catan Shard, the Transcendent Catan have a good profile dealing with Tetra. Strength 8, AP2, pretty strong. But they are a little random. They have sustained 1 and only 6 shots, so they can sometimes flub out pretty hard. Most of the time you want to use strikes with the Void Dragon. Yeah, I mean, maybe. It depends on what you're attacking. If you're up to like a 3-up save, that's almost certainly the case. But if your opponent's on like a 4-up or better, you're probably using the sweep. Just getting double shots is pretty sweet. 1 Tetra down already. Stay strong, little Tetra. We believe in you. We need to give you need to give rerolls again for the Riptides and stuff. That would be good. Is it 7? Is that, oh no, 3 damage on him.
Hexmark will do homers. These numpties will do cleanse. Nightbringer will cleanse the objectives being made, and these 2 will try and charge him.
Sounds good.
So the first guy on a 9.
Oh, snap.
Nice job.
That's a dead Tetra.
So that must have
go
been
over
a
here.
hyper phase to jump up in there. Otherwise, the Catan shards can't charge. But there's no reason not to hyper phase them if you're not hyper phasing other stuff, because it allows you the charge, whereas using their own repositional effect doesn't let you. Samus09 is the other player, by the way. Chat. He didn't put his name in the score sheet. But, oh man, was that a wound roll?
D6.
Why kill you on a 3+?
Oh, good job. Got him. That was scary. Almost flubbed on the Tetra. Not that I think the Tetra would have lived super long.
Cool. And I'll just.
I think that just gives Samus the question of whether or not he stays in melee and gets his rerolls, or and gets his guide off, or runs away and lives to fight another day. But Kroot remaining alive, big boon to the Tau. We got Bring It Down, Overwhelming Force as our other 2. Bring it down. I mean, usually a good one against this army. But the question is, has Devin given Samus anything to shoot at? And the answer is like, not really. He's very carefully kept all the Catan shards that can be accessed out of line of sight. Or off objectives, so the breachers don't have their full power unlocked at this time. However, he does have a Scarab Swarm in the middle that's most likely just going to get vaporized right here. We might just see a Riptide go and fire its big 4 damage gun at them and make them go away. They're worth a couple points right there. Question is whether we can kill a Transcendent. The answer is maybe. Looks like we're measuring a Crisis Battlesuit team. They could pop in over here, use Strike and Fate to get back out of that situation. Although being shot by the Transcendent Catan isn't really what Crisis Battlesuits want to do. I don't know if that's a fight they super want to take. They kind of want to be able to kill what they go into. But they might not have the choice, to be honest. I think that was the Hypercrypt redeployment chat. Otherwise, Devin couldn't charge. But he only Hypercrypted. He only Hyperphased the Hexmark Destroyer. So I think that he probably Hyperphased 2 of them. And the Hexmark, and then the other guy advanced. But they have assault weapons, so they can fire their guns normally. They just have to have hyperphase in order to charge. But he didn't hyperphase anything else, so I think that's what that was. Transcendent Catan do have Deep Strike, I believe, Sha. They're weird because the characters don't, to my knowledge, but the Transcendents do. Yeah, there you go. Look at that little Deep Strike right there on their data sheet. I think it's because they have their own reposition. And they're, I don't know, trying to give them the opportunity to do it off the table, I guess. I couldn't really tell you. But it does let you hyperphase them. Yeah, yeah. No worries, Commander Cha-Cha. Haven't played with one since before the Codex. Yeah, since before it was relevant whether or not they had Deep Strike on their datasheet, because you would just always advance them. You'd be like, what do you mean I don't deploy at turn 1? Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Catan Shard's still pretty good, turns out. They're actually one of the better units in Hypercrypt Legion, just for their ability to use the redeploy top of 1. Most units can't because they can't redeploy into strategic reserves. Or they can't redeploy out of strategic reserves, excuse me, first battle round, but that's interesting. Is the Deep Strike turn 1 ruling to be in line with World Championships? What's the question? That they can Deep Strike out of Strategic Reserve? Yeah, that is what GW ruled. Otherwise, they just straight can't do it at all turn 1, right? There's just no way to hyperphase top of the first battle round. It was a little weird that that stuff wasn't baked into rules commentary in the last data slate. They sort of redefined a bunch of stuff out of the World Championships into the data slate in this last update, but they didn't get everything. Yeah, hyperphase puts you in Distrat reserves, which then explicitly cannot come out first battle round unless they have a specific ability to do so. This is a very aggressive push from the Crisis Battlesuits. The difference is that GW ruled that units with the Deep Strike ability can jump in first battle round for whatever reason. Because Deep Strike itself is not restricted from coming in turn 1. I don't know. It's a weird rule, but it is what it is. It doesn't really have any what's the word? Any precedence in the rules, but that's how they ruled it, so there it is, I guess. Void Dragon and Nightbringer offer so much more. Yeah, you're not wrong. They're mostly, I think, they're good for the utility of it. They definitely are a solid inclusion for just being able to jump around. But you can do it with, if you're trying to score points entirely by itself, you can do it with Hexmark Destroyers and with Death Marks. And if you're trying to deal damage, like the bigger guns are better usually. We watched a Tesseract Vault over the weekend. That thing actually is like kind of okay in Hypercrypt Legion. But you can also play Doomsday Arcs. I like Doomsday Arcs. I'm a big fan of Doomsday Arcs and Hypercrypt.
16 there, 17 there.
Oh, sure, that guy. But you can't see that guy, so you can't
Yeah.
put this one's in. Yeah, yeah. Sounds good. Sounds fun.
Cool. So 5
Um,
hits and then on 3s.
Yep.
4 on balls. I almost killed one.
Almost. Almost. Okay. Then what are we doing? I'm just gonna see if I can kind of get these Tetris to a point where I really want them to be. So
We just do 5
Think
damage
just
with a
there.
single Hexmark Destroyer.
I get 6 inches. Okay, if I'm here, can I see that transcendent down that line? Yeah, we're good. Okay.
Hexmark Destroyers are really good into Crisis Battlesuits, I guess. They do put them on their invuln save and win them on 3s, which is kind of exactly the profile that you want. Sometimes they make you feel sad. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I've lost a couple of games with my Hypercrypts because my Doomsday Arc just like told me he was going to kill tanks and then forgot how to do it halfway through the game and didn't do anything. I think having multiple definitely helps. I was only running 1 because the rest of my list was Catan shards, but I think if you had 2 or 3, like the redundancy lets you like get through the bad dice. But man, are those things good? When they're popping off, especially if you have a bunch of frontline stuff your opponent has to deal with, like if you have super heavies or monoliths or something, and they're pulling your opponent's attention, holy crap! Is that as soon as that Doomsday Arc can remain stationary and start shooting, you get +1 to hit and devastating wounds. Oh boy, they start just clipping through stuff. They blow up like a Space Marine battle tank, like a Predator equivalent every turn, basically automatically. It's pretty nuts. 6 shots with 4 misses, yeah. I wonder if people play them in Canoptic Court just for that redundancy too. Just get that power matrix going. Although it's so hard to get shots at them without Hypercrypts. That's the issue. Would be nice if there were a reroll somewhere. Kind of. I guess maybe it's fine that we have less rerolls for like the big guns of the game. But maybe less Master Artisans is better for 40k. Just advancing this unit.
Sure, I'll drag it back this way, but I think it should be okay. This grenade.
Yeah, the
Is it right? Can you
Doomstalkers
just
help.
check how many CP I have.
You have.
I guess yeah. The
You're at
the
4.
Doomsdays don't actually get.
You haven't
the
spent
rerolls,
one
right?
yet, have
'Cause
you?
They're not
No.
Canoptic
Okay, so you're at
units.
4.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So we're gonna grenade there. These guys are gonna get out. They go 3, so they will get out this side of the wall, and then there we go 8. So
In my head, they're getting reroll 1s, but that's not how that works.
enough to get like 10 guys here.
So OC on this objective, Illuminor Ceres is 3 randomly, and he's giving the Scarab Storms 1. So it's a lot of OC here. 6, 10, 13, 16. You got to put 8 breachers on the objective to take it. I don't know if it has the real estate for 8 breachers. It might. We'll see. But that would be a big blow to Devon if we're able to get those guys in. And those breachers do have Assault on the Pulse Blasters, so they could go in and plink out the Deceiver a little bit. Although he does have Stealth, it's actually a little bit hard to damage with the breacher weapons because they are only hitting on 4s. I don't know if this entirely works. Is it a 2-inch aura? It might be a 2-inch aura. Cool. Nope, that works. That's not a good way of doing that, actually. The base is just under 1 inch. So if you give yourself a 2-inch aura, if the aura is touching the vehicle, you are automatically wholly within 3 inches of the vehicle. And then we get that big advance. Watch out for engagement range there, buddy.
Oh, yeah. 7 plus is +1.
Breaches? No, Breaches move 6. Pathfinders move 7.
So they do. Interesting.
Had a pretty salty game where Doomsday's did 0 damage. Worst part of the game was full combo, heavy destroyer, break with the Lord in the hands, which shuttle Brick Squad. The single model in cover rolled 35 3-ups! Oh my god!
That gives you 8 inches movement.
35 consecutive 3-ups. Because, like, I mean, he's also got at least, like, banked a reroll, right, too? You could potentially reroll twice on that guy also, just to, like, throw salt in the wound. And if he's the aspiring sorcerer, you could blank damage too. But that's just brutal, yeah. Having, I understand the pain for sure. I don't know if we're gonna be able to put all this stuff here. Oh, there we go. I'm going 8 inches. Oh, actually, it looks like we might be able to get enough dudes on the objective.
Yeah, I'll dodge.
Oh my god, it's gonna be close, chat. We have to put 8 fire warriors on this thing. Now we're on each other's base here. That's so many fire warriors. Ooh. I bet there's a better way to do this. Just go off to the side. Off to the side. Then we can fit another guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's only 12 OC. 13 OC. Yeah, just scooch you back, I think, and you're fine. Yeah, there you go. Or 14 OC, I should say. Ugh. So we'd have to kill the Deceiver in this case. Which is theoretically possible, but improbable.
7, 1 more blow.
I feel like this is a situation where we should have copy-pasted maybe and pre-measured the movement. He used 0 rerolls, Commander Chacha. What? 35 3-ups and not a single reroll? Are you kidding me? That's, yeah. I mean, you're like, that's total. I think that's fair to be salty at that point. Like that big stretch from Inky. Oh, goodbye, Inky. You coming to visit? Okay. She's taking off. Might be enjoying the start of an Aussie weekend. Was it Necrons versus Tau earlier today? No, it was Demons versus Tau. Demons versus Tau was yesterday. It is sort of similar. The lists are not dissimilar. It was 5 Greater Demons versus Tau, and this time it's 6 Catan Shards versus Tau in Hypercrypt Legion. So it's like basically the same. Very little has changed. It's just the colors of the models and the factions on the scoreboard. Both of them were on Magnus. Proceeded to take 5 damage from 2 Doomsday Arcs in the Monolith. I feel like those games in practice games are always super funny because like you remember halfway through you're like, hold up, nothing's on the line here. So like, I'm actually fine. Inky, oh my god, kitty cat, calm down. And then you play the actual game and that doesn't happen, and you're like, wow, this matchup's way easier than I gave it credit for. Incredible. Looks like we're throwing the so it's Pathfinder unit and the Breachers pushing up into the to shoot the Catan Shard here. Those Breachers are not getting rerolls from the objective, though, so they're actually way worse at shooting the Transcendent Catan. And Kalyan, not yet active for anyone besides the Crisis Battlesuit team. So this feels like it's a pretty heavy committal from the Tau in a situation where they're not really going to do that much damage. A little curious. I know, Inky. So exciting. Thousand Sun's very good. Well, they're alright. They don't score points for shit, but they're okay. They do damage good. That's for sure. And I do think that they are good into Necrons specifically. They like obliterate monoliths, and they're probably the best faction at killing Catan shards, I think, in 40k, like full stop. So maybe Sisters are better. Maybe Sisters are better. But the Thousand Suns are still really good. They were underrated. Well, because they got nerfed. They were at a 45% win rate, and then got nerfed. That's not a winning combination usually. Learned yesterday that Khorne demons are the best starting in the game of killing monoliths and Catan. Dudes, were you playing with demons or were you playing against demons yesterday? I popped into that game and I wasn't. I was only watching a little bit. Khorne demons are very good at it though. Rend masters get around the damage characteristic modifiers and they do a bunch of mortal wounds. I'm so glad Pleeper are on the multiple Rend master tech now. That's my one contribution to the competitive 40k scene. I'm excited about it. That unit's very silly. Dudes, you were playing Necrons? Okay. 3 Bloodletters and Skullmasters one-shotted a Monolith. 4 one-shotted Silent King. 7 one-shotted Nightbringer. Yeah. Well, that's what you get for playing the Silent King, I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's good, dude. You can also, like, even if you screen out the 5-inch charges, they can just 6-inch or rapid ingress somewhere else and then advance and charge. That army, despite being made of enormous cavalry models that are like super hard to move around, that army actually is super maneuverable. I think to a level that people don't really understand, because everyone's used to seeing Thunderwolf cavalry on the table, which are just the least maneuverable units in 40k. Like, they're enormous, they can't go through walls, they can move and block real easily. And then these stupid rhinos, it's just popping up everywhere, just jumping around. Woo! 7 shouldn't kill 90. Yeah, it depends on how many buffs they have, right? Because their horns kind of go insane. Because they're 1 damage plus bonus damage with devastating, right? So like they don't actually get hit by any of a lot of the damage reduction that Necrons have. I don't think that there's... Oh, Bloodletters. I thought you meant Blood Crushers. Yeah, no, Bloodletter shouldn't. Maybe with Skulltaker. I guess Bloodletters could do it, but it definitely seems unlikely.
Sure. We're going to start off with the main show. We're going to have these Tetras spot for the crisis suits. We're not in melter range, but we get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 melters. I will overcharge. I'll do my overcharges first, just so I don't forget. That's okay. That's not that many overcharges. That would be stupid. It's
stacking Rendmaster buffs definitely is cool.
10 overcharges. Cool. So that's 5 total mortals.
5 total mortal.
Keep those at the end.
One's had 2 Bloodletters
5
and
carried over
Skulltaker
from the
killed
guy.
Oh, yes.
Kill Canis
So
from
it'll be
foe.
Okay, so my fusions is 12 fusions, 3s, with rerolls, and we double explode, so that's 8 back in, 5, 2, 3, and then 5s to win.
Skulltaker's definitely a trip. I have to play Skulltaker a little bit more. I know Skauki said that
You're rolling hot.
he played Skulltaker, and it was kind of nutty.
63 damage.
6.
P6, but it's halved, so 60.
Yeah. Sweet. I'll ordered roll this as well. I don't know if it matters, but just in case.
So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. That could kill him.
Oh my god! That wasn't even melter range shots there, Chad. Straight up 12 damage pushes the Transcendent to 9. Oh man, Crisis Battlesuit team's cooking off here. That was a huge roll. Thanks to the Exemplar of the Kalyan for getting us a bunch of additional hits there. Yikes, spikes. This is probably just a straight up dead Transcendent Catan. Although, I think that you are giving up the Crisis Battlesuits for that.
Sorry, I won't overcharge. You got -1 damage. That's absolutely stupid. Well, I've already rolled it, so apologies.
He takes 1 from that, so we stand at 2.
Yep, that sounds good.
happy?
Do you mind if I take that back? Because that is like...
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
You sure?
I thought you were trying to do it to kill this guy so you could hide the unit.
So I don't need to overcharge because you're...
No. I thought you were trying to get this wounded guy killed
Oh, sure.
so that you could hide the unit behind the wall. I thought that's what you were doing.
I'll do that on Overwatch if I need to.
Okay.
But no, not for this. Yeah, apologies.
That's fine.
So is he
Super nice between the players, yeah.
Yeah, he has...
Sam was just forgetting that there's no statistical improvement
and then,
between the overcharge profile and the regular profile and the Cyclic Ion Blaster because you don't need the extra AP against Transcendent Catan because they basically don't have an armor save. He is on a... Yeah, he's going to be on a 4+ armor save, which is the same as his invulnerable save, regardless, and then the extra damage doesn't do anything because of their half damage effect.
Alright. Come on, buddy. Yeah, you're not dead yet.
Oh my god, what are these feel no pains, dude? Holy crap. Is that 4 out of 6 to keep him alive on 1? I mean, fortunately, we did commit all these breachers and stuff, so we do have a bunch of additional shots to try to get rid of these dudes, but that is obnoxious, Mr. Transcendent Catan. Oof. I think he will still go down, but it does mean that you have to commit a lot more than I think you're expecting, which does suck. What's the name of the Necron Workshop mod? Yeah, so, if you just download the Battleforge mod pack, exclamation point how to play, by the way, if you haven't watched the How to Play series, I do have some tutorials on TTS 40K, and that has a description on how to download the Battleforge pack. There's also, I do want to call attention, I will give a shout out here to Raiko's Painting Corner. This mod has some gorgeous Necron models. Highly recommend you go check that out. I think he has
That would have been nice.
he's photo scanned his personal collection and made custom bases for them and lighted them. Absolutely incredible. They look amazing. He doesn't have the entire line, but he has all the Catan Shard variants, and he has a bunch of the more exotic units, destroyers and technomancers and stuff. Super duper nice models. So highly recommend you go check those ones out. So we are on the scoreboard here for Bring It Down. Transcendent Catan worth 5 points there because we do get an extra 1 for
He's good.
it being a tactical objective. Yeah, Raiko's Immortals are nice. There's also...
To make anyone feel better about their dice rolling, IV had Drago fail 2 6-inch reroll charges out of Deep Strike in a row now.
Jesus, I'm sorry to hear that. Who posted that? I didn't see a notification come up. I'm sorry
He's 4 damage.
if I missed who
Does
said
he
that.
hurt himself?
That does feel bad though. Yeah, I had a game against Headstrong where he failed a rerollable 6-inch charge with Drago and just immediately lost the game. And I was like, I didn't post the VOD because I was like, I just felt bad. I was like, I didn't. I think I gave him like a charge on Magnus or something. I was like, I didn't even play that well, but he probably deserved to win that, and the dice were just like, nah, man, nah, brah. I had a game on the Fans versus YouTubers tournament where Shalaxi Hellbane 6-inch deep strike next to a unit. It was a Grey Knight unit, ironically enough, and I had to deep strike next to them so they couldn't run away with Mists of Deimos. And she was just like, I don't really want to charge. So she failed the charge, re-rolled, failed the charge again. He didn't move, I didn't move. Next turn, charged, failed it, re-rolled, failed it again. I failed 4 6-inch rolls in a row. I was like, Shalaxi.
He can make involves.
He can.
But yeah, I want to give a shout out while we're talking about Necron mods to this one. It's just called Locust Destroyer. And it has, it does what it says on the tin. It has a bunch of Locust Destroyer models, but they're really nice. Raiko's Corner, I don't believe has Locust Destroyers or standard Locust Destroyers, so it's a good source for when you get your little singleton destroyer guys.
Bring it down.
It's a good one. I feel like it charges a 400 point melee unit. It's pretty shitty. Yeah, I don't like Shalaxi. She's so good when she gets into melee, but holy crap, is it hard to actually deliver her.
The end of the fight
Nobody
phase,
wants to get hit by her.
Sniper
Everyone's trying to not get a charge.
Yep, sure.
So hits her guys on a 4+. Damn it! I was really hoping would have killed 3 of them, and it would have been.
Yeah, that would have been funny. Well, it wouldn't have been.
I've
funny.
not seen
Very
the Fourth Sword
upsetting.
Mog now.
Yeah, I
That
gotta,
would have been upset.
alrighty, I gotta pick people up. Do I want to go for that? I do not.
All right, well, Tau definitely on the table.
That'll be everything.
I don't believe that we took this objective away though. One,
this double fish here
two,
is
three,
T5,
4, 5, 6,
Yes.
7. Oh, we did. Okay, no, we contested. Huh. I didn't know it was possible, but there you go. 16 to 16 OC on there should be, I believe.
This
Catan
is
Shard
the
of the
meme
Saber
version,
down to
but like, since I
half.
found out it's actually not total dog shit.
It's not terrible. I mean, you went 3-0 in this league. You won rubbish.
Yeah, I'll check it out, Chad.
Okay, you have a breach unit here. This double fish is empty. This double fish has
I've been kind of like, I don't know,
You're
hesitant, I
slamming
guess,
me
because I always
with
like,
breach units next turn.
I modify a lot of the units that I
This is suits, I'm just gonna come out.
put into Yellow Scribe, so losing the ability to do that
Fingers
would
crossed.
be kind of whatever. Oh,
Unfortunately, I do have to push
This
out.
one's empty. This one here is empty.
Yeah.
Devin, looks like we lost you.
Oh, did you? I'm still in. It looks like I've lost both of you.
I'm still here.
Yeah, it's just me and Sam now.
Oh, yeah, I got.
There you go. Yeah, I paused it, so it should be back up. Or should be up,
Okay.
whenever. Gonna be an amazing turn 1 of charging, tying up like 900 points of your opponent's army, so he looks like a dummy. Yeah, I get that, dude.
Okay.
I guess like you gotta turn around and
Shitty
get a
cards.
Miscedemus into a rapid ingress.
I like the sound of that, honestly.
I think that. So, no prisoners is gone. Overwhelming force is gone. BID is gone. You still have assassinate. You have all the action secondaries and like tempting target and all that crap. I don't like this. Stupid Tau matchup. Why is it so hard?
Stupid Tau matchup.
Why is this? Oh, Deceiver.
Stupid Tau. How dare you be so good, Tau?
No.
I mean, we're only down 1.25 Catan shards. I think we're doing okay so far. It's only a quarter of the possible Catan shards that we could have lost. And for some Crisis Battle Suit's probably going to get knocked out, I imagine.
Don't want you to touch our guide. Okay, well, you're not guiding touches.
Issue as a Sister's main is how overinflated the win rate is. Win rate is
Yeah.
high because we're running very specific unit comps. Don't want to chase right until they correct internal balance. I think you're, I mean, welcome to every faction in 40k for the most part. There are very few factions that have multiple, especially we're still in sort of code edition, index edition, where half of the armies in the game don't only have a single detachment. The armies with multiple detachments occasionally get multiple viable archetypes, but if you have one really good archetype, you're sort of excited about it. But I think that it's sort of like a logical fallacy. Not collating win rate with the archetype that's winning.
That's pretty cool.
Like, you can't say Sisters are bad because their good army is good, right? If that makes sense. Just want Repentia and Celestines to be Zephyrum, and Zephyrum to be viable. Aren't they? Are they not? Did Sisters not just win a GT with like 10 Zephyrum with Celestine in it and 20 Repentia? I think those units literally just won a 5-round event.
All 3.
If I remember correctly. We talked about them on stream the other day. Yeah. Marines have 4.
But
Yeah.
that's what the death marks are. They're
Marines are a special case, right? Because they have so many supplements. Like they're always, I think, they have so much of a deep stable that they have the they have a lot of opportunities for really strong detachments and stuff.
Alright, so that's what that's gonna be. Actually, somebody has to come make it. We're just gonna be scarabs.
He got his placing reversed and banned 1 year for cheats. What? Somebody got banned for cheats and no one told me? Give me the tea. Somebody send me a Reddit thread. I had no idea. That's nuts. Posted in Meat Space? Yeah, I actually I have Meat Space muted. I should probably unmute it, but sometimes the conversation in there gets hyper degenerate and I duck out. People are
One getting happy range.
oh man, from Toronto Open. Serious Risen Fractions observed during a review of the tabletop live streams. Wow. That's crazy, dude. That's nuts. All right, well, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, Atomic Christies. Crispies. Maybe sisters can't win with Celestine. I guess I'll go fuck myself. Wow. Okay. Let me reach out to the Tabletop Live guys, actually. They hit me up a couple days ago, and we were chatting for a bit. That's interesting. That happened once on my stream, too. My stream from Battle Brothers GT. After the fact, I was driving home, and the TO like texted me, and he was like, "Hey man, we're disqualifying the dude who won because of your." We watched your live stream, and he was cheating his ass off. I was like, "Oh fuck." Okay. And you know what? It's good that the video record is there. The community has a problem with cheating, and we got to stop it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run Deceiver. He wants no part of this.
Want them to be viable without relying on 3 exorcists or castigators? Yeah. I mean, I get that. You can play without, like, I think the exorcists are kind of a flex piece. I know a lot of sisters players don't really rate them. And I think you can play without them. Castigators are definitely really strong, and I think sisters need a long range like option. Like I should rephrase. I think every army in 40k benefits from having a long ranged option. So not taking the one long ranged gun in the faction is you're just hamstringing yourself. Like on just a list design, you know, from a list design perspective, because your opponent gets to do whatever they want in the first couple turns if you don't have something like a castigator to punish them for getting too aggressive. But there are sisters archetypes that have won. I think Jeff Kolodner, if I remember correctly, plays a list that's like very light on the armor and takes. You usually still are taking lots of rhinos and immolators, but you're just. It's harder now that the Triumph combo's been nerfed. With the Triumph combo, you could run like Retributor bricks with Dialogai and then just like sort of eat them into your opponent and blow them up. But that's still like fringe playable. It's definitely not the same level of viability as it was, but you can still run like the minions and melta units out of immolators, and I think get some play out of that. I think there's probably builds that are maybe not like, you know, as effective, not like the 5-0 GT winning list, but still pretty viable, that are running more of the lighter stuff.
11 AP ones that you are getting cover with like everyone else. Oh.
Is it Jeffrey Kalidner? Yeah. I have a terrible time remembering player names.
Spear of the Void Dragon, which hits, which wounds.
Dutes is running Dominions.
Breacher.
Literally Dutes. I played against them the other day.
Do the
I think
back
Dominions
on.
are amazing. I'm shocked that more people aren't running Dominions.
So back on.
Their like threat range out of an immolator is really long, and they have just like scouting is good.
No, I'm pretty sure.
This just in, scout good.
Yeah,
Looked at Retributors of Repentia. Yeah, the Repentia, like, Repentia have been a trip, man. I mean, they were really expensive when the edition came out, right? They were like 14 points a model or something insane for 2 attacks, but I think they're fine now. Like, you get played a lot now.
So that'll be 8 82s.
yeah, content.
Okay.
That was obviously.
Oh, one guy. The other Katana will just shoot the crew because he has nothing else to do.
Yeah, something.
Go away, crew. Again,
It's a pretty good position.
Repentia
Take the
now.
objective, like I said. Hill, Homer.
Yeah,
and
they
then
seem fine.
all kinds these two.
Like, I'm gonna be honest that I don't know if I'm like that blown away by them. Like, their output on a per model basis is really good. You know, 2 damage, high AP, full rerolls is like solid. But they don't seem like, I don't know, hyper broken to me or anything. They're not like ludicrously fast or, you know, have the like ridiculous level of of reliability that they had in the past. I like that they and Arcoflagellants make this like really interesting.
He is key 5
Um,
save 5 wins.
They
Basically the whole
finally
run-up
found
is-
a way to make Repentia and Arcoflagellants not mutually exclusive, right? Because Arcoflagellants they've sort of like created as this super duper infantry sweeping melee unit, right? They just crush infantry super hard. And Repentia are higher AP, higher damage, yeah. So they're much better against the heavier stuff. And I think that's cool. And that was a problem with the faction for the longest time because you simply couldn't. You simply couldn't. Like if you took one, you just wouldn't take the other one, right? If one was good, the other one was bad, and they just swapped places every time. To be fair, it was mostly Repentia being good. Arcoflagellants haven't been good in ages, but I like that they're now just like two faces of a coin. And so you actually want to take both in some number.
10 on there.
And have literally none of them die to Overwatch, which Void Dragon is standing right there, and he's really good.
Would love Sacrosants to be decent. Yeah, I am confused about Sacrosants, sure. They are a little bit funky. Oh, you want his Repentia to be strength 10? Okay. I'm sure everyone would love their melee units to be strength 10. Listen, I want any Tyranid unit to be strength 10, okay? But we can't all get what we want.
Yeah, I have like 2 usable stratagems in this entire detachment, because the other 4 are blocked to the monolith.
Yeah.
Ash, we have the same desire, okay? Games Workshop, the powers that
14
be.
going on 100. Amazing content forever.
Sir Dingley Dan, thank you so much. I appreciate your subscription, man. Games Workshop has deigned that the factions that are good at scoring get bad anti-tank, okay? And that's just how it works.
12 on the spear, 18 on the...
You get Zephyrim, or Seraphim, I should say, and Crusaders. We get Biovores. Nobody gets anti-tank. That's how it works.
That'll be 2 things out in the open. I think we necessarily need to do. Yeah, 18 on the anti-infantry gun or 12 on the anti-infantry gun?
12 on the spear, 18 on the anti-infantry.
Right, okay. So I guess that's kind of happening. Okay, these breaches are going to go, they're going to advance.
Mhm.
We get a 4.
It's fine.
So that's a 10.
Oh, they're going there.
I haven't really got anything else to do with these guys just now. I think
That's-
pretty quick.
That's less fine. I don't really want to waste Overwatch here.
Okay. It's free, isn't it? Oh, but you can't. You can.
I can't dupe it because I have to dupe it second.
Right. I don't know what dupe it means, but it sounds good for me.
Duplication.
Right. I'm with you.
Maybe it's just a Canadian thing. I don't know.
Maybe.
I haven't heard that one before. That's
Never really
going on the
touched
list
anyone
of.
who was, like, who was Canadian and when we first played the game. I was like, oh,
That's
yeah,
going in the
hockey.
dictionary.
It's like, no, I'm not interested in it. Just like you. It's like, damn it.
I mean, it's kind of hard to love hockey when your hometown team sucks.
Yeah, Toronto are doing great this year. They're in the top 3 of their.
Yeah, and then they choke in the final like every time.
Sure. Yeah, that is. Well, I don't know. There could be Canadian Leafs fans watching, so I don't want to upset anybody.
They suck.
Didn't come from me, guys. Didn't come from me.
I'm from Toronto. I can say that.
Yeah, I guess it's like strat duplication, right? Or when you double strat. I've never heard dupe before. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this, like, it's, I think Sisters and Tyranids are, like, the same army, right? Like, we're sort of speaking the same language. It's just, like, it's an archetype. They're an army that's unironically, like, not bad,
A lot of time on the clock.
but it just sucks to play, right? The army where you don't do anything and score points, like, just score points and your entire army dies. It's just, like,
Raiders.
it's alright, but it's just, it just feels bad, right? You know, that might be like a guard thing, but nobody really wants to play the sacrificial pawn army where none of your models matter. Inky's, she's got thoughts about internal balance in the 40k right now.
Make sure we get everybody that we can on the objective, and then they'll all die, which is great fun. Just scooching everybody around. 47 minutes on the clock. It's fine. I don't have that many decisions after the movement. And once we start running out of breacher squads, my turns are going to go a lot quicker. Okay, so that should be everybody within 10. Yep. Yep.
And you roll a 4 on a d6?
I already did, yeah.
Oh. Well then.
That's why I was measuring 10.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, in that case,
They will all die.
they are going to get killed. Now, will 4 be enough to get all of them on there without blocking yourself?
Yeah, that's a different question.
That's an inch. That's an inch. That's an inch. Oh wait, you already have an inch on him. There we go.
So that's 7.8. So I got 1.2 left. That's 8. Guy goes 10. Yeah, I don't think so, but we'll find out together.
Yeah, I think, like, to some extent, Old Sisters, I think, I don't know, the Sisters, like, charging up, powering up a unit, and then getting Miracle Dice to do Miracle Dice stuff is, like, you know, that's the power fantasy faction, right?
Let me just see if
I just wish some of the factions,
It doesn't look like that way.
like,
So probably
I don't know.
won't.
There's something that they talk about in game design, especially for
First option, I think
a lot of like hero-based games, where a design will have a fantasy that they're trying to they're basically trying to give the player, you know, access to. And 40k, it feels like would benefit from having that kind of ethos behind it, I guess.
if I kill a Transcendent, then
The problem is that Warhammer is kind of on its
if you kill a
face like a
Transcendent,
power fantasy. You know, the Space Marines always win and the bad guys always get pooped on.
15
Except you can't
So I would
Assuming
give
the
up-
Scarabs.
you can't do that in a multiplayer
that's
game,
not
you
like
know.
it.
Not
Oh, I'm gonna share.
everybody's got to share the fantasy a little bit, but
Cool.
I
D6
do
plus
wish to some
5.
extent that they would sort of
That's
allow
once
people
again.
to live the dreams
I love you, Void Dragon.
instead of
My
just
favorite
being
game.
good at winning the
No
board
sixes.
game part,
No.
which is
No, do
you
it.
know, not as
Zero.
fun.
0 sixes. That's 2.
Ooh, boy.
Okay.
So Void Dragon trying to kill these
Threes.
-1.
these breachers before they run onto the objective
AP.
over here.
AP1.
If you want, so 2 die. Okay, so we gotta do some color. 1.
And then we have the Spear of the Void Dragon.
Oh, the spear hits!
No, the
Get 'em.
cell.
Get him, get him.
Threes.
Killed him.
Yeah, big
Okay,
AP.
cool.
Yeah, it's AP3. This guy's out of range.
So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 on there. So what do I got to kill if it's Satans and Scarabs?
Oh,
You have
boy.
to kill 2 Catans now.
Is that right? Cool.
Yeah.
It's a CP reroll.
'Cause it's,
Brutal.
Because with 1 Catan dead, it's 15.
Yeah, okay. So 4.1. That's 9 more.
Reset 5 solid years of dominance.
These guys are all out.
You know what, chat? Maybe I'll
They're all
play.
out of happy range.
I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily want to become the channel where all I do is play fire support lists. But I bet you could play a sisters list that's just a bunch of meltas popping out of immolators, and I bet it's pretty good. I don't know if you necessarily need to go in on the melee stuff. I bet you could make it work with the other stuff. But I'm working on Tactical Marines right now. I was trying to get a game all week, and every time I LFG'd, nobody would hit me up. So I was very sad. I was a sad panda. But I have like a Salamander's battle company list that runs 70 like tactical bodies, but it's mostly just about fire supporting out of Razorbacks and stuff. But turns out, I think fire support's such a good force multiplier that you can make it work with a lot of things. Yeah, I'm doing other stuff in the evenings usually. I usually don't play like afternoon or evening, or at least I try not to. My best game time is like 2 p.m. Eastern, because that's when folks are online when I stream. That's basically what Jeff K does. That's good. I mean, I just did it with the Tempestus Scions. Although I will mention, on the air, I misplayed my Tempestus Scion game. Not the Tempestus Scions themselves. I misplayed the tank commanders. I thought they could order each other, but they can't. They're not regiment or they're not squadron for some reason. I'll be honest. The keywording in the Militarum Index is a fucking nightmare, dude. Everything has a slightly different set of keywords, and it's all super important. It kind of sucks. So I ended up reversing the score of that game. It was a good game though, but definitely misplayed it. Did not realize until literally the other day, I think, when somebody had mentioned it, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I had no idea." But big cheater, yeah. Yeah, they need Leontis, yeah. But if you take Leontis, you don't get the 4 Scion squads. I think you just I don't know. You might just take normal Lehman Russ in that case. They're like just a side grade from tank commanders, but they cost less points. Although the tank commanders can order the Torox primes, which is kind of sweet. So I don't know. I don't know what the correct play is, but it's probably just not to cheat with your tank commanders. I do have another game in that pod scheduled. I'm probably going to concede it, but we might play it out if my opponent wants to. But yeah. Yeah, regular Demolisher's good. Also, the autocannon guy, just for the combo, right? Because then you could get +2 AP on your like hotshot las guns and stuff. And the hotshot las guns are doing the Lord's work. But then they go to AP3, and that's kind of nuts. Because they're just firing a billion shots with full rerolls. Battle Ready Miniatures, what's up, dude? How's it going? Nice to see you.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. But we
It's
don't have this
going.
corner, so
Hell
we need
yeah.
to bring in my commander here to try and deal with that guy.
Shoot him.
Yeah, the shoot on death is definitely good too. I don't disagree. Like, I think the unit's fine in and of itself. Like, I honestly, especially after playing that game, like, I don't even know if they need the order. And it's not like the order doesn't do anything, right? Like, it's still relevant because you're getting more efficiency elsewhere. So, I think it's fine. Commander coming in the back here to drop in a engage on all fronts. Gotta get line of sight to people, though, to do anything. So, we're trying right now to clip out 2 Catan shards in order to flip this objective. To keep Devin's score down. I'm gonna be honest, I'm impressed with how Samus is playing this so far. This has been a really good showcase of how powerful this breacher list is.
One damage.
Yeah, just 1 damage. Cool. How he's gonna die to.
Do I have a video on how to play Kill Team on TTS? I don't, Chad. Sorry, I've never played Kill Team, so I don't know about any of the mods or anything. I would not be a very good teacher of a game that I don't play. Hit up if you're in my Discord. Hit up Kiddo Crew. He's in chat occasionally too.
Yeah, one of them.
He posts fairly often about Kill Team, but he's like the Kill Team guy. He's a Kill Team content creator, and we'll probably know how to set it up on TTS.
Great start, buddy.
Oh, does Kellen play Kill Team as well? Yeah, I didn't know that. That's cool. Yeah, Kellen Foster as well.
So 3s, 3 rolls. Okay, so those 2 actually just go straight in. And then 5s. So 3.
We have an in the Discord. We have an other miniature game channel. That's a good place for those questions. The Kill Team folks will pick up on it pretty quickly.
2 damage.
Can't make field wins today.
Okay, and then the 2 fusions hit on 5s into scarabs. 1 hit, 2 go back in, and then 2s, and then ordered roll on the scarabs. So
You kill 1.
yeah. And then into the Sims for the guys.
And
So,
Samus, that's the only name you'll hear. Samus, it means the end and the death. Samus, I am Samus. Samus is all around you. Samus is the man beside you. Samus will gnaw on your bones. Look out, Samus is here.
the guy, yeah.
Thanks,
Come
Wilford
on, buddy.
Brimley.
Make some fucking saves today.
Samus will gnaw on your bones.
Good for you, Catan.
Nice job. Nice job.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah. How greedy am I gonna get? Well, first we're gonna.
Why play Kill Team when you can play Breach Storm, Chad? That's the real question.
Back.
You know what I'm saying?
Might bring a 6.
So Transcendent dropped to
So I think I can tuck
4.
him here and get shot.
Might go down to the Breachers because it is on an objective now.
12.
But I don't know if we have the beef to kill the second Transcendent. That's going to be the tough part. And Devin did, I want to point out, he's very cagily cycled out his Deceiver, running him back around the corner here so he doesn't lose any more wounds. And he'll slowly regenerate back up to full as the game goes on. On your bones.
Then, where's the guy with 1 wound?
Yeah, I don't know anything about the Horus Heresy books, chat. Is Samus a character that would play 50 Breacher Tau? It feels like that would be in line as a Chaos Demon, right? That's like a correct level of chaos.
6 and then like a 9 or 10.
Only ever does something one of those times. Fair enough. Maximize psychological damage.
Wait.
Just play Tyranids, I guess.
Wedge away.
Force 100 battle shock checks. It's
So
literally
just
psychological
way,
damage.
sweet. Seems
He just
good.
only plays
Then,
Synaptic Nexus.
we're going to have this devilfish here, spot for this guy here. So I'm going to use your dice because that's cheeky.
Oh, my dice
12
suck.
Can you all hear the players okay, by the way,
some
chat?
twos.
I hope their
See, they
mics are
suck.
up.
They do. I should.
Fairly
use my
high, but
ones.
they are very
he is
quiet.
charging. So strength 8.
They're
What's
two very
the,
quiet people.
T5.
T5 to 3s. That many AP2, 2 damage.
That's fine. He's gonna make all of these. He's very dead. Now, do you die? That's the important
Do
question.
I die? Yeah. So 4s, 4 overcharges. Nope, he's fine.
It was the wrong triple. Should have been triple ones.
Yeah.
Just fucking
Okay.
blow up.
These Pathfinders are going to spot
Oh,
for
that's
these
a
guys.
Hexmark
into
Destroyer
here.
knocked out by the Enforcer Battlesuit.
So 20 shots. 2s.
I have to say, the level of board control that Tau
Sure,
have here
and
is
10
pretty sick.
Moving on 3s.
They are all
many?
over the
Series
place
threes?
with this.
T-
T5, T5. Yeah.
So
How many?
AP1, no cover, 20.
20?
20.
Oh, he's got this, you know. No, he's dead.
Cool. That's
Yeah,
shit,
now
it's good that
Kayon's
that's
active. We get that
No.
sustained 2 from
So
the
this guy's
Pathfinders
spotted,
going on.
he's cleansing,
Hot
so he can
damn.
do Shooting.
Dice the
He's
same
gonna
Space
say
Marine
that
twice. I mean,
this.
that's just 40k novels in general, right?
So this devilfish is going to spot for this Riptide.
Sure.
And we're just going to roll it like a boss. Are we? Are we though? Maybe these guys are better. Yeah, we're going to do that. 6s. He's going to do his dev wounds. 3s. Those 2 go back in. So 5s. Not that many ones.
Wound balls and a dev wound.
Yep.
So 6 damage in
8.
total.
8 damage total. Oh, minus. Yeah, halved.
Yeah, 6 damage in total. Cool. Yeah, he's dead. Does he explode? Come on, kill breachers. No? Okay, buddy.
That's your recipe. The breaches are gonna crack shots into these guards on here.
Can't see him anymore.
Gonna shoot into here. Cool. So 20 shots we're gonna spot by fish. Gonna spot by the other riptide, I suppose.
Sure.
Are we? No, we're gonna do the other round. Fire Rays are gonna spot for the riptide. Yep. So 6s. Not 6s, that'd be good. Hopefully 6s, but no 5s, okay. And then missiles 4s, and then 5s, no.
This Riptide's being wildly
So then the preachers.
inconsistent is definitely there's such a profile for their points value, but oh man, can they just bounce off
It
stuff
was 30 for like 5
super
editions,
fast.
so-
Yeah, I don't know.
They just love bouncing and doing nothing.
These are preacher shots, so 2 go back in, 1 goes back in because they're unspotted. 5s re-rolling. 3 saves.
Saves. Oop. Give me your dice. Get it in the box, please. Got 1. Does he care? He does.
Okay. That's okay. I guess. Is Xeris infantry? Should I ask that
He
question?
sure is infantry.
Cool.
For some
Okay,
reason.
that's me.
Not quite sure why, but he is.
What have we got? Defense stronghold engage. Yep, sure. So that's me. I get engage. We'll see about storm in a sec.
Can I bring this thing on the fire warriors? Nope.
Cool. You're done.
Okay, well this sucks.
I'm gonna clock myself. There's so many intricate moving parts. And I roll a lot more dice than you do.
39 minutes to resolve 2 battle rounds should be fine. If you can't do that in 39 minutes, then
You got 10.
you might deserve to be.
No, I'm
locked
just seeing who
up.
actually got.
Oh, sure.
I have to like start doing that now because you're being mean. Don't fish heroes, guys, in
Being
it?
mean.
Yep.
Stop
Both
bullying
Devilfish
me.
now
I'm
have
just a
dudes in.
poor
I have to kill these
wayfish.
pursuits. This unit
6
is such a
Transcendent
fucking
Catan
problem.
player. We are 2 Catan shards down out of 6. We're slowly but surely getting there. The Crisis team is doing its job.
We got Nightbringer and Bully Dragon.
Ooh, yeah. Gonna absorb some matter from those boys.
YOLO charge you. So if I pick up Sniper and Void, that'll give me 3, 7, 8, 9. And you have.
I've got 12 on there.
Okay, so I have to keep. I can't pick up both Catons, which sucks. So I can pick up Deceiver, I guess. This guy's. Everyone kills Commander. Why are you being like this?
I'm sorry, buddy.
No, you're not. Don't lie to me.
No, I'm really not sorry. You're right.
There's like no way for me to charge this unit. Fuck. Ah, Catan. It'd be awesome if I could land on the objectives if it wasn't Scrambler Fields.
That's a really weird mission. I played it when I was playing with Grey Knights once, and that felt like horrible. Really, really horrible.
It's not a good mission. Scrambler Fields. It's like, oh, you know this army special rule? Yeah, you just don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, thanks, Games Workshop. That's very helpful. Nightbringer, I think, just has to stay. I think we have to send Void Dragon away.
Can you hear my cat now? Good. My cat's come for attention. Hey, helpful. If you let me put the headphones on you, maybe you can talk to Trevi's cat. Although you guys probably wouldn't like each other, because you're fucking huge.
Yeah, Inky would not get along.
Maybe do this. Alright, so I'll just pick up
That
Void Dragon.
girl, she's very territorial.
I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. That's stupid. I lied. I'm not picking him up. That's dumb. Better to kill these Tetras. And then try and hope Zaros can just go be a hero for me. Alrighty. Reanimate. I'm just not gonna pick anything up. It's not worth it. Ah, I gotta get fucking homers. Ugh. Why you do this to me? I'll pick up the Scarabs. I'll just go do homers.
Yep.
And somebody has to live on these two objectives. God damn it. Okay, well, whatever. Alrighty. I guess I'll just run at you. Oh, sorry. Deceiver. Deceiver heals before I forget. Heals 2. Anybody else wounded? This guy heals.
Yeah, he just heals straight back to full.
Nobody else hurt. Right, Deceiver. Alright, Zaros, go make Crisis Suit sad.
Seems good. Yeah, asking the question, is he infantry?
He
After you've moved everything? After you've moved it? Like,
He is infantry. He's gonna charge.
6 inch?
He's gonna do his best.
What's he like in melee?
Terrible.
Yeah, he is terrible. You're right.
But he stops you from moving, and that's the
Guy,
important thing.
Pacific
That is
Northwest
true.
running
I have to
150
kill
sound
Zaros
infantry.
to
Yeah, I
kill
think
him.
I watched that game, or that
if I don't
list
kill
yesterday. Some folks doing prep for the team event, the Try Hard team event. The list seems fine, I guess. It's just running breachers at you for the most part. Definitely could have issues though.
We're just charging over mission time.
Do what Siegler does, spend an hour in your first turn, always end the game with 1 minute. I mean, the only minute that matters is the last one, right? So as long as you end with any time, you're good to go.
If you picked any of this at time, lost this.
No, I could have picked one up.
12.
Because he had 12, and I would have had Nightbringer, Void Dragon, and Zaros. No, that actually I would not have been fine. Never mind, I lied.
Yeah.
I lied.
You do get 10 for primary, so.
I'm a stupid liar. Ignore me. I don't want to go
Welcome
out
to
there. There's so
Goober
many
Chat.
fucking
Oh,
breachers.
excuse me, chat.
I could go here and get ready for next turn. And then die to
Fucking links
Crisis
by
Suit
accident over
shooting.
here.
You're not gonna get the multi.
Buddy's team got paired into Ulu. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how the team event ramps up. That's huge, right? 50 teams? That's crazy big.
It's like killing up of your little things.
It's cool that TTS is like such a testing ground for team mechanics. A proving ground, I guess. It's a really good format for team events, I think, for the most part, anyway. Because you can play whatever you want, so you can test the really degenerate team skews. These team events are largely about skewing.
So I'll shoot you. Start with Void Dragon. He'll put his spear, the Voltaic Storm into the Tetras, and he'll just spear the Breachers. That's all he can do with it.
Yep.
So the spear hits, kills a guy.
Yep.
Voltaic Storm, d6 plus 3, 5. On 2s. Good job.
3s. Oh, hits, right, yep.
And then 3s to wound you, yeah. 5
5?
and 1. The back guy will be getting cover.
Three.
Somebody takes 6 wounds.
Yeah.
That's on the Tetras up here. No, that's that.
Apologies.
It's
Yeah.
on the Tetras.
On the Tetris, sounds good.
Yeah, I'm about to kill the Fire Warrior.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Tetris on 1, right?
yeah, so one of them's on 1. Is it the front one or the back one?
Problem.
Sniper in the 18 in the back one? He is not. So Nightbringer has to go next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, into the Tetras, D3 shots. With big scary laser eyes.
Mm-hmm.
On 2s.
Mm-hmm.
I have 4 CP. If I don't wound one of these, I'll reroll it.
Sounds good.
Strength 12, so 3s. 2 AP2s, so I guess
2 with the cover.
a 6 up and a 5 up.
So 6 up on the first guy.
He's dead.
Oh, how much damage? Dead.
Dead, just killed him.
Second guy.
Cool. Does the first guy explode?
Take. Let's find out. Nope.
So you die on a 4+.
Yep.
He's dead too. Does he explode?
It's d6 plus 2, right?
D6 plus 3 for his shooting.
Okay.
His melee is plus 2, but his shooting is plus 3.
I see.
He does
He
explode.
does explode.
Take a wound.
Take another one.
Take a wound, Riptide.
And probably the Devilfish as well.
Probably the Devilfish. Maybe. Saras will just shoot the Devilfish.
Sounds good.
Let's not shoot Fire Warriors to make my charge longer. I'll hit. That's a first. 1 wound, AP 3.
AP 3, so AP 2, so 5s. Saved.
Oh, he did nothing. Alrighty, well, that's... Oh, these Scarabs, sorry. They were just gonna...
Yeah, go for it.
They were just gonna go back here and Homer.
Yep.
I don't think you could Overwatch them anything.
Nope.
And then cleanse. I'll charge you. Yeah, let's just get the fucking one. Let's just get the important one out of the way. Come on, Zaris. Good job, buddy.
Yeah, nice job.
He goes 7. Oop, once he stops lagging, there we go. Nightbringer and Void will just go into these Fire Warriors. Nightbringer, I'll look he's in.
Illumino doesn't have -1 to wound or half damage or anything like that, does he?
No, he just has a 4 fill pain. And then Void there too. Get in there, Voidy. You're in. Yeah, I don't know why I'm rolling that, but you're in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they can both go to that objective. Wait, is it nearest objective or any objective?
Nearest. Nearest, I believe, but maybe ask Trevi. Trevi might know. There's a ruling, although he's hungover, so maybe you won't.
I honestly don't know. I'll look it up in a second.
Yeah,
I'll go with Void Dragon first. He's more likely to kill them all. So we'll do 10 attacks and the spear on the sweep, and then the.
It's closest objective marker.
Okay.
Thank you, Trevi.
So we can't be cheeky.
Can't be
So I
cheap.
think, yeah, that one's closest. So I'll just start with Void. I could just roll the spear and the tail together. It's all the same thing to you.
Yeah, I'll just pick him up if that's alright. Just because 3 Satan, 2 Satan will probably kill these guys. So.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
Make sure he's on that objective. And then the important fight. Maybe he kills someone. It'd be nice if I could roll my extra attacks first. That'd be really good. So the spear. Yeah, it sounds about right for him. He wounds twice. 2 invulns. Kills that wounded suit.
Yep.
And his slightly shittier attacks. 1 wound. AP 1.
Hi, Inky.
How much?
She's not on stream on camera. She's on microphone.
You say it like this guy does anything.
should mic up Inky.
I don't fucking know. I've never played him before.
I'll just go back. You know what? He won't touch the objective. I don't want to give Breachers free fucking rerolls.
Oh, come on. Come over here. It's cuddly. It's just right there.
No, I'm good.
Fine. Be like
Alright. Well, that's going to give me another 4 and 4. Your turn.
my turn. Okay. I'm going to try and speed things up a little bit. So.
Oh, you have to do your
Cleanse.
you have to do your melee attacks into me.
Here?
Yeah.
Yep, sure. I kind of don't care.
But you do have to roll them.
Oh,
You might be able to win
Is that
them.
right? You have to.
You must attack.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so 15. 5s. Cool. And then 5s, I assume. So 2 saves.
Please. He's good.
Okay, and then leader. I think he's 4s and 4s.
Yeah, he's 4s and
5s even. So
4s and 5s, yeah.
nothing. Okay,
Cool. Alright.
that's it.
Anyway,
Yep.
back to what we were doing
Yeah,
before.
sure. Cleanse, deploy. So
Well, you have a deploy right there, so
yeah, this guy's gonna deploy. He's gonna be an inch away, like that. Cleanse. So we can cleanse. We score 15 on primary as well. So let's do that. Actually, I
Use-
might have moved.
oh, there's an objective back here. Do you have? No, you have nothing on that.
Yeah, I don't have anybody on there.
That should be
Okay,
a 10.
that's a mistake.
Aha.
Well, it wasn't a mistake. It was just dead Tetris. So 10. Yeah, maybe these. Yeah, that was a mistake. These guys got strong, but I do get 3 for my defense. 1, 2, 3.
It's all looking
Okay.
good so far, gents.
So then we're gonna.
We got an
How much is
easy-
he here?
Easy 10 on secondaries this
Right
turn,
now?
too. Ooh.
12.
Cleanse and
Twelve,
teleport homers, and there's an enforcer battlesuit in the enemy
So,
deployment zone.
Breaches in here, gonna get out. Nice. So they get a hefty 11. Let's hide this. Hide, please. Thank you. Okay. And then the back guy, yeah, everybody's good. So, would you like to Overwatch here?
I have to kill 7 of them. Does this Devilfish have any people in it? I think it does.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
That's like a very far run. Yeah, I'll shoot these people.
Sounds good.
Get him, Void Dragon. Go ham and kill the whole unit, please. CPS button. Voltaic Storm. I'll reroll that. Need more shots.
Sure.
Hey, 1 more shot. Void Dragon. So that's gonna be 8. Okay, I like that. So they just all hit because of this. Or, sorry, they miss twice. Yeah, that makes sense. There we go.
And
And
3s.
3s. Ugh.
Cool. And then something. That guy
Okay.
and 2 did.
And then
Okay.
the spear. Oh, fucking spear hits again. Spear kills another guy. Oh, thanks,
Spear.
Spear's
That's
on
on OP.
fire. Spear's on fire.
Seems good. Seems good. Neither of us are holding this. This Devilfish. Not the objective, please. The Devilfish. Thank you. Can go
Yeah,
over
3
to
CP in the
here.
chamber definitely
Time
helps,
will come up to
but
here.
there's not much they can spend it on, right? The Catan Shard list actually has no strats besides Cosmic Precision, but the
Guys
Cosmic
will
Precision is not even that
put
good
spot on him.
because of Dark Strider and the Scrambler fields. So, like, what do you spend it on? I don't know, just Overwatching all the time, I guess.
Here, we're not forgetting about Scarves. That's what these guys are.
Overwatching and heroically
Go.
intervening for the most part, but no Tau unit's gonna charge you. Oh, yeah, I think you're just sort of hanging out. CPU rerolling the world.
Okay, well, we'll get to that. Yeah, okay, we'll do this. Devilfish. Okay, it's frozen. 7. And then 7.
You're getting 10 on these this turn, right?
Yeah, 10. Primaries engaged behind.
So Devin currently down 21,
So let's just scooch back a little
and he's
bit,
gonna
'cause
score a
otherwise we should be
5er
working in
this
turn.
coming turn. So he'll be down
These guys are
16,
gonna get out.
and will likely
13.
have to
So I just they're just shooting.
bounce
the
a Transcendent to get deploy. And then the rest of his army is
Where are they?
tasked with
Can you just give me a
homers.
10-inch bubble on the Nightbringer?
Feels bad, man.
Cool.
So in order to get 8 points, he basically gets to kill a Fire Warrior squad and then call it a day.
Actually, give me an 8-inch. I'll just have one go with an 8.
And then he gets 13 points, so he's still down 8 going into bottom round 5.
Okay.
If Tau score another 10-point turn and don't get a 15, which to be fair is not looking amazing,
These guys are staying.
they'd be at 75. And Devin would be at 57 going into the final round. You could get a 15 pretty easily, assuming a Catan Sharks don't die, which probably don't. So he'd be down.
Good. Okay.
And then even then, if you can get 8 points on primary, or on secondaries, excuse me.
We do actually want to have one guy.
We'd basically be banking on the fact that Samus does not get at least 9 points on secondaries on his draws. And a lot of the bad secondaries are out of the book or out of the deck already. He's just got to set up to be able to do good at teleport home or investigate signals, basically, because I don't believe he's drawn that yet. That's the one that could bone him. Or if he loses all of his guns and then draws assassination, could be awkward too. But his secondary draws have been great this game so far.
No, stay put. Okay, these Pathfinders will advance. They'll go really far, so that's 12 for them. Okay. Need to lock that. Okay. And then shoot there, there, shoot there, there, shoot there. He is cleansed. Excuse me. And the other one was, so we got cleanse, deploy platform armors. So we want to cleanse. These guys will cleanse here because they can. So we've got 2 cleanses and then deploy platform armors. We're good. Okay, so this Breacher squad is going to be spotted by this Pathfinder into the Nightbringer. Sure. So 20. Before that, I will grenade while I no ammo. So 20 shots. 6 go back in. 5s. 4 rerolls. 13 saves for the Nightbringer.
You can make involves.
Nice job. Yeah, that's pretty
Nightbringer.
smart.
You just can't make filmings.
Yep, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This Pathfinder squad's going to spot for these guys, so 16 into the Nightbringer. And 6 go back in. 5s, rerolls. 10 this time.
That's good, but still average. Hey, you made a feel of pain. Look at you go, buddy.
Okay. This Pathfinder squad's going to spot for the suits. So my commander, I will overcharge here. My commander hitting on 3s. Is it 3s to 4s to 3s? Yeah. Okay. And then 2 back in. What toughness?
8.
So 4s. 5 AP2, 2 damage. So 4s and 4s.
So 2 go through.
Yeah.
Takes 3.
Okay. And then 15 shots from the dudes. 3s. 2, 4 go back in. 3s. That many? 4s, sorry, 4s.
4s.
So that's 8.
Well, he's not having a good day. Well, yellow wings are fine now. Takes 4. It's down to 2.
Okay. And then 10 fusions. So 3s. 4s, sorry. Yeah. And then 2, 4 back in. Strength 9 to 3s. that many.
Just for all these.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. He's.
Oh, sorry.
He's
Yeah,
dead.
yeah. Just sweet. And then we're gonna CP spend 2 to get back a bit further. I can't pick up my crisis suits if I disconnected. No, good. My cold star is stuck. Where's my cold star stuck? Can you pick up my cold star? Is he locked? Yeah, he's locked.
Is the Necron list an actual thing or a meme? I would say it's about
Okay. Then
30% of a meme.
It's Pathfinder second.
It's like there are a lot of matchups in which it's really good, and then there are a lot of matchups in which it's really bad. We might be watching one of the ones where it's not that great. If you have a good profile against Catan shards, you can deal with it really easily. I think it's probably a good teams list, although Necrons are probably better in other varieties, so it's like I think a fine list in singles. It's just it's a little silly. It's definitely like it's a skew, so it hits bad matchups like any other skew.
5s, 1 save, 2 damage.
It's funny because it's like it skews so hard. Sometimes it feels like incredibly
Then,
one-sided. You're just like, wow, how do you win against this? It's so crazy.
No, you have
Check
plasma.
it out.
But then you play the good,
and then
the
the other guy
good
will
list
shoot,
to get it. You're just like,
Sponsored by these
let's
creatures.
die.
Mhm.
Rip.
3s, 5s, 1 save.
Good.
Good, cool. And then missiles. Was cool. So this many 5s. Okay,
Just
1
one.
save.
Pain. He's good.
Good, cool. And then plasma hits. Doesn't wound. Still doesn't wound. Okay.
Fish to shoot me with now.
Yeah, Devilfish will shoot 2 seekers.
One hit.
1 hit, 1 miss. And then 3s.
Yep.
Crit dev exploding million wounds. No.
Failed
And
save. 2d3.
half. So 3
Hits.
plus 1, 4. 4 damage.
So 2
4
after
in-
reduction.
No. It's plus 1. So it's halved and then plus 1. So 3 halved is to 2 and then plus 1 to 3. 3. No?
No, because we d6 plus 1. So
Oh,
5.
because it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
Melta.
because that's
Yeah,
actual damage. It's not Melta, so
yeah.
3.
So 2
so
damage.
3, yeah.
2 damage.
3 then. It'd be 3.
Okay, 1 more
6.
damage.
1 more wounds. And the shitty guns.
Has both my Pathfinders shot. Yeah. Short, they all go in. And 5s, 1 save.
Good. And then the
Yep.
pulse carbines.
Okay. Oh, it's crushing me. There you go. Cool. And then so cleanse. He's cleansing. This
Oh, he's
is good.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So I've got cleanse, and everything is shot. Okay, cool. We're gonna shoot here as well. So
Cool.
I'm gonna overcharge my things. Is that 10? Yeah, so it's 9. So 5s, 1 goes back in, and then 2s. 2, 4, both dead. Yeah.
Okay, that's game.
And
Right
then no charges.
Or no. You just won the game.
Yeah.
Like I
Really?
mathematically cannot win anymore.
So
Yeah, I
I
think Devin's got
mathematically
it
cannot
right.
win anymore.
you could put transcendence in corners, I guess, but that
It,
doesn't
it,
sound
it,
good.
it doesn't help me. So the problem is I need to cleanse and homer
Okay.
for full, and I need to
Yeah.
because I'm going to score 5 this turn, and then
Mhm.
I'm going to score 15 on the last turn, presumably.
Right.
This is best case scenario. So 64 and then plus another 16 gives me 80.
Okay.
And you're going to score at least 2 primaries. Probably all
Sure.
3 of them. I don't think I can get back here with like anything.
Sure.
Void,
3.
like Void would have to like charge this, kill this unit with shooting, charge the tank, sit on both objectives,
Mhm.
not die,
Oh, I'll kill him, mate. You've seen how great my rolling's been. And then I get capture any outpost behind him.
Yeah, so you just win. You just win
Yeah.
right there. I can't kill this guy.
Well, what if I draw literally the best hand of secondaries I could possibly get? Oh my god, that dude just runs up for 11 points, no problem.
Because like the problem with ritual is that going second gives you no advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think as well, just like being able to turn on a Tensuno is always good with Tau, but against you is almost essential. Because if you're forcing me to like try and kill you outside of Calgon.
Well, because
so
like
scary.
if I go first, I just make an objective. I put 3 Catans in the middle,
Mm.
and I score 10 primary on turn 2, and then I can just pull back, make 3 objectives, and sit here.
Yep.
And then just keep sending like bullshit in, like just scarabs and crap into your DC for homers. That's all I do.
Yeah, Ritual
needed to go
super
first
sucks for the Catan shards for sure.
Yeah,
Ritual
we'll
into
have some of that chaff. I
into
think that you're
Scrambler
saying
Fields is maybe the worst like
It's just
combination
like,
there.
Just a little bit more chaff to keep the play. So.
Tal's just a bad matchup because you have like perfect profiles to kill me.
Yeah, that also
Yeah,
hurts.
that's true. The breaches are great.
The breaches
Yeah.
are great. The crisis suits when they get within
Tau and
6 are, like,
Space Marines are
terrifying.
both really rough for the
Yeah,
Catan
yeah.
shards, definitely.
Like the Riptides
It's
also
actually
use off
confirmed.
reliably.
A lot of people were playing Plasma and kind of say it was good. I'm like, I really,
Fusion.
really want my melters. Yeah.
Fusion's better.
Yeah.
I was like honestly expecting you to keep these guys in reserve, rapid ingress them here, and then just like come kill me.
I don't really need to rapid ingress with 18 inches. It's okay. I also, if you go first in that scenario, it's not super good because it's a bit awkward for rapid ingress. If I go second, because then I have to like drop within 18 and then fire and fade, and I'm not getting my fusions.
No, because if I go first, you just rapid ingress on my turn 2, somewhere safe.
1, 2. Yeah. Oh, sure. In fact, that would probably work better. I can't remember what to think.
And then if you go first, you just win anyway. So
That's true. Sure.
Yeah, GG guys.
Thanks, Trevi.
Congrats on taking it down.
Thank
Showing
you.
the all breacher teams how to run on objectives all day.
That's
get 'em,
that's what
boys.
we do. Yeah. Like I said, we'll send letters home to your parents.
Yeah.
Stand in front of those 4 Catan, nothing bad will happen.
Yeah, it's for the greater good, guys. It's for the greater
It
good.
is. It is. I actually have a lot of Breachers and Pathfinders on the table. A lot more than usual, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean the most of the Catan aren't amazing at infantry sweeping, right? Like the Nightbreaker can do it in melee, and the Void Dragon's good at it, but everybody else is kind of like just there.
The Transcendents have a bunch of attacks that sustain hits. They're decent at killing them.
Yeah, they gotta get to melee though. Getting the Transcendents into melee is a little dicey, especially because the Breachers don't start on the table, so they're not just like charging.
I think that transports are quite good against this list. Because it's
I think transports are just quite good.
Depends
Yeah,
stop there.
what's in the transports.
Yeah. It's just
Breachers
that
are a problem. Like Venom's filled with Dark Eldar infantry, not so much.
Sure.
Yeah, makes sense. Well, I got the scores in for you guys, so you should be all set. But thank you two for playing. Makes it a good game.
No worries. Thank you very much. And yeah, look forward to playing you maybe another pod, Devin, and catching you later.
Okay,
Sure.
see you later, man.
See you later, guys. Thank you.
Yeah.
Later.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
All right, chat. That's going to be it for us today. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Bit of an abrupt stop to the game, but I think as we were mathing over on our end as well, that's sort of the math that we got to also. Basically, the Tau just needed to not blank secondary draws in the final turn, and I think that was almost impossible. If we look at what was remaining in their deck, Secure Investigates the only question mark. If he moved out of the corners, which it looks like he kind of did, that could have been awkward. Storm Hostile, easy. Extend Battle Lines, easy. Assassination, maybe a little harder, but still not that hard, obviously, for this list. Because Devin has to move forward and kill these Fire Warriors. He can't win if he doesn't do that. And the fact that he's losing a unit every turn is pretty brutal. Or a Catan shard every turn is pretty brutal. All right, everybody. I'm going to go raiding. So I do have another game scheduled for later today. Let me just double check my calendar when that is, what time that is scheduled for. I'm going to hit up my opponent on that one. Like I said, so that's in 3 hours, 3.5 hours. It's scheduled for 2 p.m. US Eastern. I'm gonna talk to my opponent about that one. I am happy to play the game if he wants to, but I might call that one just because of the mistake I made in the first round. I'm not going to be in contention for the pod anymore, so I'm not going to take anybody's placings. So yeah, anyway, I'll update that on the calendar depending on how it ends up getting going. But thanks everyone for watching. Let's go and hit someone up with the raid. Is anyone playing Warhammer? Tons of folks over in Europe watching some Warhams. Let's see who's live. Why can't I just look at all the Warhammer shows? Okay, I can. Amazing. Wait, what? Okay, this confuses me. French War Games live, doing a list painting stream. A couple of folks live with some games. Some Age of Sigmar happening. I think we're gonna raid Lecce Tabletop Conclave. Oh, they're playing Age of Sigmar though. Poops! But I saw a Scabathrax. I got excited. Let's not raid Age of Sigmar. Let's raid... I don't know. They definitely... I get recommended raids for channels that are not in my category, even when I have that selected. Do people like promote Twitch channels, like Twitch streams on Twitch to like get more viewers? I'm sure they must, right? There must be a mechanism for that. Weird. All right, everybody. Let's just grab Grumpy Crane Studio. They're doing some Golden Demon stuff. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. I might be back tomorrow, or not tomorrow, later today. I may also be on tomorrow. I'd like to get a couple games in with my meme Tactical Marines list that I'm playing, so I might LFG tomorrow, but I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I have a lot more work to do, so thanks everyone for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.
Join the Little League team.